Welcome back to Today. We're exploring 7 Japanese alternatives that outperform and undercut Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Number 7. Suzuki Boulevard. 50 for those after a comfortable, vintage-styled cruiser that captures Harley's essence. Without the steep cost, the Suzuki Boulevard C50 could be the perfect match. With a price tag of $8,129, it brings big cruiser presence and performance at nearly half the cost of a Harley Softail. The Boulevard C50 sports an 805cc liquid-cooled V-twin that's built for smooth torque at low RPMs and effortless acceleration. Delivering 53 horsepower and 53 lb-ft of torque, it's more than capable on the freeway while staying manageable at city speeds. And because it's liquid-cooled, the engine stays within an optimal temperature range, even when stuck in traffic. Fuel. Injection keeps throttle input precise and responsive, whether you're gunning it onto the highway or rolling through urban streets. The Boulevard C50 was built with comfort in mind, making it an excellent alternative for those who find Harley's heavier Softail models a bit much. Its 27.6-inch seat height allows most riders to plant their feet securely, and while its 611-pound weight is on the heavier side, the bike is well balanced, giving it a composed, easy-to-manage feel at all speeds. Wide handlebars, a cushy saddle, and floorboards come together for a ride that's all about comfort, whether you're touring or just commuting. Suzuki didn't complicate things with the suspension. The telescopic front forks soak up road imperfections smoothly, while the rear link-type suspension delivers a plush ride without sacrificing handling. Braking is simple and effective. A 290mm front disc gives you predictable stopping power, and a drum brake in the rear keeps upkeep low. With a 65.2-inch wheelbase, the C50 stays planted at speed while still remaining nimble in town. One standout feature: its shaft drive system. No more messy chains or constant adjustments. It's low maintenance and ultra reliable, making it ideal for riders who'd rather be riding than wrenching. Number 6. Honda Shadow. Phantom Harley-Davidson's cruiser lineup is iconic, but what if you could enjoy the same classic aesthetics? The same relaxed cruising feel and that familiar V-twin character without the hefty price tag? The Honda Shadow Phantom offers exactly that. At just $8,999, it's a bargain compared to Harley's entry-level cruisers. This Shadow Phantom runs on a 745cc liquid-cooled V-twin engine, putting out 45 horsepower and 47 lb-ft of torque. It might not sound like a beast on paper, but it's tuned precisely for smooth, dependable cruising, the kind of experience you want from a laid-back ride. Thanks to Honda's fuel injection, throttle response remains crisp and consistent. And with liquid cooling, you avoid the heat issues commonly found in Harley's air-cooled engines, especially during stop-and-go rides. One major reason riders are drawn to the Shadow Phantom is its approachable ergonomics. With a low 25.8-inch seat height, it's among the most manageable cruisers around, ideal for shorter riders or those upgrading from smaller bikes. Weighing in at 549 lbs, it's also lighter than most Harley cruisers, making it a breeze to handle at low speeds and in parking situations. Its wide handlebars and forward-set foot controls encourage a relaxed, natural posture that helps cut down on rider fatigue, whether you're doing city runs or hitting the open road. Honda kept things refreshingly simple with the suspension. 41mm front forks offer 4.6 inches of travel, while dual rear shocks provide 3.5 inches, resulting in a comfy, plush ride that still keeps you connected to the asphalt. Braking is equally straightforward and dependable. A 296mm disc up front gives solid stopping strength, while a 180mm rear drum keeps things maintenance-friendly. It doesn't have Harley's premium braking tech, but for a cruiser of this size, it performs reliably. True to its name, the Shadow Phantom comes dressed in sleek, all-black styling. The blacked-out engine, exhaust, forks, and wheels lend a modern edge, while minimal chrome touches maintain that classic cruiser appeal. A tank-mounted, stripped-down instrument cluster keeps distractions minimal, and with a 3.7-gallon fuel tank, you get a decent range between fill-ups. If you're eyeing a Harley-Davidson Sportster or Softail Standard, the Honda Shadow Phantom provides that same cruiser attitude, but in a lighter, more user-friendly, and budget-conscious package. If this bike's mix of classic looks, low maintenance, and easygoing performance has piqued your interest, just wait until you see what's next. Number 5. Kawasaki Vulcan. Here's a bike that proves you don't need huge displacement to enjoy cruiser style. The Kawasaki Vulcan S redefines what a modern entry-level cruiser can be. Priced at just $73.49, it's one of the best value cruisers on the market. and it doesn't try to copy Harley either. Underneath its sleek, modern exterior lies a 649cc liquid-cooled parallel twin, the same engine found in Kawasaki's popular Ninja 650. It delivers 61 horsepower and 46 lb-ft of torque, and with its 6-speed transmission, it offers a sporty and responsive ride that stands apart from the typical cruiser feel. The Vulcan S is especially appealing to newer riders or those who want cruiser style with a more athletic edge. Its low 27.8-inch seat, narrow frame, and lightweight 491-pound chassis make it incredibly approachable, even if you've never ridden a cruiser before. Kawasaki's unique ErgoFit system lets you customize the seat, handlebar, and foot peg, positioned to match your size and style, something Harley doesn't offer without aftermarket mods. That adjustability is a game changer for riders who want a perfect fit straight from the dealership. The suspension setup includes a 41mm front fork and a lay-down rear shock with preload adjust. It's tuned for comfort without being mushy, giving you a planted, composed ride even when pushing it a bit harder. Braking is handled by a 300mm front disc and 250 rear disc with ABS available. For a lightweight cruiser, that's plenty of stopping power, and the ABS gives you extra confidence in sketchy conditions. Styling-wise, the Vulcan S breaks the mold. Instead of retro chrome, you get matte finishes, a sleek headlight design, and modern lines. It's a cruiser built for today's rider, not someone chasing the past. Number 4. Yamaha VMAX. We're stepping into power cruiser territory, where raw muscle meets refined engineering. The Yamaha VMAX isn't just a Harley alternative, it's a whole different beast. Priced around $17,999 when last available new, it might not be cheap, but it brings superbike level performance in a cruiser chassis. The heart of the VMAX is a monstrous 1,679cc liquid-cooled V4 engine. That's right, not a V-twin, but a V4. It pumps out a jaw-dropping 197 horsepower and 123 lb-ft of torque. This thing doesn't just cruise, it launches. If Harley's V-Rod was your thing, the VMAX takes that concept and dials it to a... Yamaha paired that powerhouse with ride-by-wire throttle, selectable riding modes, and advanced fuel injection to deliver precise control, even with all that muscle. A slipper clutch and shaft drive round out the drivetrain, making it surprisingly manageable given its outrageous specs. The VMAX might look intimidating, but it's built to be ridden hard and fast. Its 31-inch seat height is taller than most cruisers, but it gives you a commanding riding position and better ground clearance. At 683 pounds, it's no lightweight, but it hides its mass well thanks to a perfectly balanced frame and top-tier suspension. Speaking of suspension, fully adjustable 52mm front forks and a rear monoshock offer serious performance potential. Whether you're carving through twisties or blasting down straightaways, the VMAX stays composed. Braking is equally serious. Dual 320mm front discs with radial-mounted calipers and a 298mm rear disc offer superb stopping power, backed by ABS. What really sets the VMAX apart is its styling. The aggressive air scoops, sculpted tank, and muscular stance scream performance. It doesn't mimic Harley's retro vibe. Instead, it forges its own identity, blending drag bike aggression with futuristic touches. The massive 4-gallon tank is housed under the seat, with the airbox disguised as a fuel tank up front. If you've ever wanted a cruiser that could run with sport bikes, the Yamaha VMAX is your dream machine. It's not for the faint-hearted, but if you want to obliterate stereotypes and leave Harleys in your dust, this is your ride. Number 3. Honda Rebel 1100. The Rebel name used to mean beginner bike, not anymore. Honda flipped the script with the Rebel 1100, turning it into a high-performance, tech-laden cruiser that can stand toe-to-toe with Harley's big twins. Priced from $9,549, the Rebel 1100 offers huge value for the performance and features you get. It's powered by a 1,084cc parallel twin lifted from the Africa Twin adventure bike, but retuned for more torque and cruiser-friendly delivery. It pumps out 86 horsepower and 72 lb-ft of torque, and it feels fast. But what really sets it apart? Tech. The Rebel 1100 offers throttle-by-wire riding modes, standard, sport, rain, and a customizable user mode, and even an optional dual-clutch transmission, DCT. That's right. Automatic shifting if you want it. Harley doesn't offer anything like that at this price point. It's also one of the best handling cruisers out there. The low center of gravity, sport bike-style frame, and firm suspension give it agility most cruisers can't touch. Front suspension is a 43mm fork, and the rear gets twin shocks with piggyback reservoirs, both tuned for spirited riding. Braking strong, a 330mm front disc with a radial-mounted 4-piston caliper and a 256mm rear disc, both with ABS standard. You can ride hard and stop confidently. The Rebel 1100 also nails the styling. Minimalist, dark, aggressive. Doesn't copy Harley, but it carries that same badass cruiser energy. Round headlight, blacked-out engine, chopped rear fender. It's sleek but modern. At just 487 pounds, manual version, it's also light for a big displacement cruiser. That means it's fast, nimble, and surprisingly friendly for shorter riders with a 27.5-inch seat height. If you like the idea of a Harley Street Bob or Softail Standard, but want something sportier, lighter, and packed with tech, the Rebel 1100 is hard to beat. Number 2. Yamaha Bolt R-Spec. This one's for riders who love the stripped-down, minimalist vibe of Harley's Sportster lineup. The Yamaha Bolt R-Spec takes that formula and gives it a Japanese twist. More reliability, less vibration, and still tons of attitude. Priced around $8,899, the Bolt R-Spec is accessible without feeling budget. It's powered by a 942cc air-cooled V-twin, tuned for low-end grunt. You're looking at 65 horsepower and 59 lb-ft of torque, plenty for city cruising or weekend escapes. It's a torque, satisfying ride that doesn't overwhelm. The Bolt's styling hits that urban bobber look hard. Teardrop tank, solo seat, low profile, and cast wheels, all factory stock, but it looks custom. The R-Spec version ups the game with piggyback rear shocks and a bit more flair and finishes, giving it a premium edge over the base model. Ergonomics are friendly. A low 27.2-inch seat height means flat footing at stops, and mid-mount controls give it a balanced riding position. At 542 pounds, it's light enough to be approachable, especially for riders moving up from smaller bikes. The chassis is a double cradle steel frame that delivers solid stability. Suspension is basic but effective. 41mm forks up front and twin. Shocks in the rear, both tuned for a firm but comfortable ride. Braking comes from a single 298-meter disc front and rear. It's not a sport bike setup, but for a cruiser of this size, it's more than adequate. ABS wasn't standard on earlier models but became available on newer ones, so check your model year if safety tech matters to you. The Bolt is a modder's dream. Yamaha even offers a full line of custom parts under their Star Custom line, so you can turn it into a cafe racer, scrambler, or full-on bobber with ease. It's a great platform for creativity. If you're looking at a Harley Iron 883 but want something with Yamaha-level refinement and a lower cost of ownership, the Bolt R-Spec is an incredibly solid pick. It captures that rebellious cruiser vibe without trying too hard. Number 1. Suzuki Boulevard M109R. If you're into big bikes with big attitude, look no further than the Suzuki Boulevard M109R. This is Japan's ultimate power cruiser, a direct rival to Harley's Breakout or even the Fat Boy, and it doesn't just match them, it stomps them. Priced at $15,599, the M109R brings serious muscle to the table. It's powered by a 1,183cc liquid-cooled V-twin, and it churns out a monstrous 128 horsepower and 118 lb-ft of torque. This thing doesn't just look powerful, it is powerful. The M109R's design is all about intimidation. That massive 240mm rear tire, aggressive tank lines, and bullet-style headlight, it looks like a custom bike straight from the factory. Everywhere it goes, it turns heads. Despite its size, 764 pounds wet, it's surprisingly nimble, thanks to a low center of gravity and well-engineered chassis. The 27.8-inch seat keeps you low and planted, and once you're rolling, the weight melts away. The suspension setup includes 46mm front forks and a hidden single-shock rear, giving it clean lines and a composed ride. It's firm but comfortable, especially for highway cruising. Brakes are equally serious. Dual 310mm front discs with dual piston calipers and a 275mm rear disc. No ABS, unfortunately, but the sheer grip and stopping power are impressive for a cruiser this size. If you want a Harley alternative with muscle, performance, and killer looks, The M109R is the king of Japanese power cruisers. It's not for beginners, but if you've got the skills, it'll reward you with endless thrills.